From New York, the greatest city in the world, it's The Late Show with David Letterman. Tonight, from Sin City, Mickey Rourke, and magician and mentalist Jason Randal.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the program. Guess what? Today is my birthday. A fellow by the name of Jason Randal. Yeah. He's been with us on the show before, and he's an expert at close-up card magic. Yeah. And he'll sit right here, and he'll have cards, and he'll do card tricks and card manipulations that will make you respond this way. Whatever. And it'll be fascinating, and he doesn't, a lot of magicians look weird. You know, a lot of, like David Copperfield, he looks weird. You know, he's got the big thing, and you see him, oh, there's a magician, because he looks like a magician. Right. Siegfried and Roy, they look like magicians. Are they magicians? What are they?
They're all things to all people, those people.
They're beauticians, they're not magicians. And many of your top magicians, like the amazing Randy.
Yeah.
He looks like a magician.
He is, that's right.
Yeah, the thing about this guy, he looks like an accountant. So you have no idea that this guy is a magician whatsoever. And that's part of the allure, part of the mystique. And he'll sit down and stuff, I don't know if he can make things float, but he can make things vanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did a trick for me before the show, you know.
Really?
Yeah. And he distracted my attention. He made me look here, he did something over there, and then he said, let me explain how I did that, and then he did something totally different that made me react like this. So, wait till you see this guy.
Our next guest is an amazing magician and mentalist. Here's the always entertaining Jason Randal. We mentioned here that you're a magician and a mentalist. Now, what is the difference? Is there a difference?
Yeah, the difference is a mentalist is an entertainer who demonstrates psychic phenomenon.
Right.
I'll give you an example of what that would be, David. Let's take this pack of playing cards.
Okay.
Now, if I could make predictions, if I were a psychic, let's say that I would fan them out like this. You would take a look at the cards, and you'd decide which one of these you were going to choose.
Okay.
Take your time and...
Okay, I've decided. Should I take one?
Go ahead and just point at it.
Well, in front of you? Mm-hmm. Well, you would close your eyes. All right. Okay, there.
Which one?
What, if I tell you... Are you the real guy?
I'll show you how I knew it.
All right, show right there. That's
the three of diamonds.
Three of diamonds, yeah.
So no mistaking, that's the one.
That's the one, yeah.
I knew, in fact, that you were going to touch that three of diamonds. But you might say, how, Jason,
exactly.
Can I prove it to you?
Sure.
Because that card had your name written all over it, and I mean, literally, I wrote David Letterman on the back of this card.
Sakes, look at that. Did you see that?
And
there we go.
And in case you wondered, of course, none of the other cards have your name written on the back of them. They're all completely blank. Now, a magician...
But now, seriously, no screwing around. How did that happen? Honestly, how did that happen? Because it could have been one of 52 cards.
It could be, and let's just say that I had made a terrible mistake. Then as a magician, I'd have a backup. Because I could take that, showing you this card over and over, it would look like they all had David Letterman written on them. But of course, only your three did. We know that these have absolutely nothing.
Well, that's pretty good. Okay, so that shows you that you're a magician and a mentalist. Or...
You are so right, as you so often are.
Yeah.
Now, this is a new best-selling book, and what I'd like you to do, David, is take a look at the book and make sure, just look at some pages, make sure there are no duplicate pages, the first, last words, etc. are all different. That's all I need. That's good?
Seems to be a regular book.
It is. Now, I'm going to take it like this. What I'm going to do is to hold up the book like this so I can't see, and at some point you will say stop. When you do, I won't look, of course. I want you to look at the first word on whatever page you've stopped at.
Okay. You're going to riffle through them. I say stop. Okay.
And I want you to remember the first word on the page facing you. Ready? Here we go.
Stop.
Can you remember that word right there?
Right there.
Now, obviously, I can't see it, but
I get nervous because I don't want to screw things up.
You still remember the word, though?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to write what's coming to me. Is it a 7-letter word beginning with R? Is it respect?
No, sir.
Resonate?
No, sir.
Restitution?
No.
Responsible? Am I close?
No. Did I screw it up? I don't know. No, I know.
It would be my fault. What word were you thinking about?
Well, I don't want. Again, I see you have it written down there on the card already.
What was it?
It was furniture.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Well, that's crazy. Now, this leads me to believe that maybe what's happening here is you're forcing these choices on me. Is that a realistic assumption?
No, I would never do that to you.
No, but I mean, just in the world of magic and manipulation and so forth, is that possible? That very subtly you could make it so that I would choose that?
I think it's possible, yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned earlier about the cards. There's a huge interest right now in poker and people playing poker. It's giant. And in fact, Paul Schaefer asked me earlier. He said, "Jason, how can I cheat my band member friends at poker?"
Did you really say that, Paul?
I don't know. Lock me up. I'm just the kind of guy I am.
I'm going to show you now one of the most amazing ways to cheat at poker. I'll show you the way that, the first way and then an even better way.
Okay.
You take the aces like this, Dave, and you keep them on the bottom of the pack. That's all you got to do. Okay. That's all you got to remember. When you shuffle the cards, you just remember to keep the aces on the bottom. Here's how you deal from the bottom of the deck. I bevel out the bottom so the bottom protrudes a little bit. Right. My thumb comes across the top, creating the illusion I'm dealing from the top, but my middle finger digs underneath and takes out a card, just like that.
Wow.
Now, watch again. I come across the top, but off it comes from the bottom. Here's what it looks like in a real game. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one off the bottom for me. 1, 2, 3, 4 for your friends, and another for me. And off you go like this, dealing the aces off the bottom. Now, you might say, "Jason, why don't you see this?" David, you know when you throw a stick for a dog a few times?
Sure.
Then you pretend to throw the stick, hide it under your arm. The dog runs anyway.
Of course.
You're just like that. So the idea...
Well, thank you.
What you do is you relax your critical attention and you don't notice that the last card comes off. Now, I would win because I have all 4 aces. But there's something better I'm going to show you. I take the 4 aces and I put them in the middle of the pack, and the rest of the cards go on top.
Oops. Okay.
On top of them.
All right, okay.
Now, that could have messed it up when I hit it with my sleeve. I hope not.
I don't think so.
How do I remember where the aces are? I can feel for them right there, just like that. Okay? Now I'm going to feed the aces out of that crevice right there. Hopefully your cameras won't catch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one out of the middle for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, a second ace out of the middle for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, a third ace, a fourth ace for me, and 5. Now, the first person's going to bet heavily because he's got a pair. Look at this, a pair of 5s, as I predicted. The second person, David, is going to have a pair of 10s and get excited and bet heavily. The third person has got... I screwed something up. I've got an ace. I have an ace.
Is it too late to bet?
You know what? I think I may have been nervous because it's your birthday and I'm on television. I got an ace in each hand rather than giving them to myself. So I guess the only hand I could win with would look something like this.
Oh. Oh, man. Wow. Look at that. That's remarkable. Now, do you go to casinos? Can you go in and play card games in casinos?
I'm actually one of the only performers who's actually barred in writing from 5 major casinos.
Is that right?
Kind of proud of that.
Yeah. So you can't even perform there.
I can perform, but they don't want me playing at the tables.
You can't go into the casino, yeah.
Last time it happened to me, someone tapped me on the shoulder and they just said, "We think you played long enough," and they escorted me on out.
Right. And are you like a card counter, or do you have things that you do to win at various games?
I am a card counter. I'm actually very good at that. But for the same reason they won't let me do this, they won't let me sit down at all. I don't get a chance to count either.
I understand. Now, in a blackjack, how many decks go into a shoe in blackjack these days in Las Vegas?
Boy, somewhere between 4 and 6 decks.
Now, does that make it easier or harder to count cards?
Way harder to count, because the only way you can count cards and have it effective is if they get way down to a very small amount of cards. As long as they shuffle again when you've got 2 or 3 decks left, it's pretty tough.
But isn't it just a matter of assigning a negative or positive factor to cards, face cards and below? Like anything below a 9 is a minus, anything above a 9 is a plus?
You're so right, except it's a 7. And yes, anything above and below a 7. And an ace, of course, counts twice, and a 5 counts twice.
We should go some weekend. Sounds great to me.
I think we should. I have one last thing for you.
For one more here?
We do. I've got a fantastic new birthday trick for you. I want you to take, let me look through, take one of the cards out of the pack.
Now, is this one of the, I'm choosing it, or you're forcing me to choose one again? Of my own free will, I'm going to choose one.
Absolutely.
Right. I point to it or pick it?
Just go ahead and thrust in and pick it. Whoa, not that one.
Cut that out.
That was as fast as one of Mickey Rourke's jabs, I think. Have one of these.
All right.
Whoa.
I got it.
Now,
Was I supposed to do this?
You took that awfully fast. Let me see what it is, could I?
Well, it's not much of a trick.
It's a 7 of hearts?
7 of hearts, yes.
Do me a favor, David. Would you take that 7, and would you tear it into a bunch of small and unusual pieces?
Really?
Yeah.
Destroy the card.
Would you?
It's a federal offense.
But then to you, what's one more felony? Just place it down there when you're done. That's good.
Okay, there's a
pile
of bits of card.
There you go. Okay. Now, I just want you to take one piece and put it in your pocket for later.
Oh, sure.
You know where it's going. And I want you to take the rest of the pieces and place them into my outstretched hand.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
Just like this.
Oh, okay.
Down into the hand.
All right, put it in there. All right.
Do you want to help push?
No.
Now, all you have to do is just blow on
58. Okay.
And one more time. They say that if you place enough alcohol on a card once torn, that it will fuse back into one piece. But it's not true.
Wow.
Now,
where did it go?
A damn good question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, wait a minute. I got an idea.
You bring a magician on your birthday to your show.
Yeah.
And he just ends the trick by tearing up a card and vanishing it. And you'd say, Jason, a pretty weak ending, am I right?
Well, no, I thought it was pretty good. You got something better than that?
I do have something better. In fact, if you look to your left, around the other side of your desk, you'll see that you have a small cake. And if you'll bring that out, I obviously had no way to be anywhere near that cake. This is the cake you brought out? Would you take this knife?
I'd be happy to.
Would you cut yourself a slice of cake, please? Right there.
All right.
Perfect.
Right.
Go ahead, wherever you like. I couldn't have known what card you'd take. You grabbed it so quickly, nor where your slice would be.
Do I take the slice out?
Would you? Look. There's a card inside the cake at your slice. And you kept a piece in your pocket earlier.
There it is.
And here it is. What could be a more visual ending than this?
Very impressive. Wow. Nice going. Jason Randal, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you again, Jason.
Thank you so
very much. We'll be right back, everybody.